One of the main issues that needs to be addressed with this Phoenix Suns squad is finding a true point guard to really run and set up this offense, as we've seen throughout the playoffs and through the regular season, that being one of the main problems for the success of this Phoenix Suns roster. And with one backup point guard turning up in the playoffs in TJ McConnell, there is a crazy report that links the Suns that they possibly could have got him in the past and could still be looking to bring him back. We'll be looking at the possibility of that happening and more on this episode of Suns Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. Before we dive in on all of this TJ McConnell news, though, 91% of you guys who watch our videos are not subscribed to the channel, and CJ and I have been noticing that number been dwindling down, so we appreciate everybody that has hit that subscribe button already. But if you want to make sure you stay up to date on daily Phoenix Suns news, content, drama revolving around the team, trades, off-season moves, all of that, the draft will have you covered here on Suns Digest. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned as we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here on the channel. Without further ado, though, let's dive into the topic at hand. Make sure to grab a snack as it's going to be a jam-packed episode. And like I mentioned in the introduction, TJ McConnell to Phoenix is a possibility and was a possibility in the past. We want to look at this tweet from Evan Sidery. We can see that the Suns pursued TJ McConnell throughout last season, but the Pacers continuously declined trade offers. Phoenix has coveted TJ McConnell for multiple years, and don't be surprised if they inquire once more about the veteran point guard. McConnell is extension eligible this summer to potentially sign a contract to end his career in Indiana. Now, obviously, we had just watched the Indiana Pacers just get eliminated by the Boston Celtics last night in a sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals. But TJ McConnell was a difference maker for the Pacers throughout the entirety of the playoffs. We want to look at TJ McConnell's stats throughout the season. He did better this year than his career averages, averaging around 10 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists on 55% shooting from the field, 41% shooting from three, and 79% shooting from the free throw, which is absolutely fantastic for the type of point guard the Phoenix Suns would want. He could be a guy who could come in here, be a backup point guard, but still play some quality starting minutes, but still come off the bench for this team to allow Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Grayson Allen to fully start for this team. But if one of them were to get in foul trouble, or if one of them were to have not a great shooting night, you could easily insert TJ McConnell into that closing lineup at the end of the games to finish it for the Suns, still set up this offense, still get this offense the plays that they need to get done to win, but also be effective on the defensive side of the ball as well. As we know, the Phoenix Suns struggled this year with assist-to-turnover ratio as they ranked one of the worst teams across the entire NBA in that category. And TJ McConnell would be an easy plus addition for the Phoenix Suns to override that. We obviously know he is fantastic at getting some grimy steals. He's a hard-nosed defender at the point guard position, but he's also a fantastic creator on the offensive side as well. He can score from the mid-range, can score from the three-point range, can hit those brilliant passes to the superstars like Kevin Durant, like Devin Booker, like Bradley Beal, to get them going offensively as well. You can easily get a big man involved in the offense as well, regardless if that was Jusuf Nurkic or another center that the Suns, go after in the offseason. Now, ultimately, though, we look at TJ McConnell, like we mentioned, we noticed that he has been coveted by the Suns for multiple years, but the report is saying that the Pacers have declined trade overtures. So as we know, the Suns have been trying to get TJ McConnell, trying, but they have been unable to successfully nab him. But now with the Pacers having this young core with young players like Tyrese Haliburton, like players like Andrew Nembhard, who really stepped up alongside TJ McConnell, with Tyrese Haliburton going down in these last two games in the Eastern Conference Finals. Could they be looking at their youth movement? Could they be looking in that direction? And could TJ McConnell become available? I personally do not believe that he's going to become available. I do think that Indiana is going to re-sign him, bring him back, and have him for the long term, and he will retire as an Indiana Pacer. They're already a team that he fits in very well with. He already comes off the bench for them, has a quality role for them. Indiana loves him. He loves the city as well. And with this team being a young playoff team, he can easily ride with these young guys, be that veteran in the locker room, and still be a contributor for their success in their deep playoff runs. But if the Pacers decide they don't want to bring him back, they have too many guys brought up in money, and the Suns do still want to get him, I'm sure the Pacers would be calling up the Phoenix Suns because they know that they want him and they could get some value off of him. I'm sure the Pacers would throw in one of their first round picks, regardless if it was the 22nd pick or the 2031 first round pick, to secure a guy in TJ McConnell for this team, and they could use a movable contract like a guy in this team down the list to possibly get a guy like TJ McConnell on this roster. One of the main reasons why I think that this Suns team should be looking to acquire TJ McConnell is looking at his playoff stats. Like we saw Tyrese Halliburton go down in Game 2 halfway through. He was not available for Game 3 or Game 4 versus Boston. But in those games where he was not available, TJ McConnell stepped up and rose to the occasion for the Pacers. Shot 58% in Game 3, 43% in Game 4, 100% from the free throw in Game 3, 50% in Game 4. But man, oh man, total of 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals combined in 2 games. Those are the intangibles you want to see out of your point guard, a guy who's going to get that offensive going. An average of basically 4.3 assists throughout the playoffs of this series, 5.5 total rebounds, 15 total points. Absolutely crazy for a guy in TJ McConnell who could be a backup point guard. And like I mentioned, could be a key contributor for this squad. We're bringing in TJ McConnell. He's not going to be a starting point guard for us. But ultimately, I don't think the Phoenix Suns need a talented starting point guard. They already have abundance of guards with Booker, Beal, Grayson Allen. So get a guy who can be a quality defender, a quality playmaker, and can finish out games as a starter, but necessarily doesn't need to start the games as a starter. If he's playing good, if he's controlling that offense well, he can seemingly fit in, similarly to like a Dennis Schroeder type, similarly to a Kyle Lowry type. Those are the type of point guards that I want to see the Phoenix Suns going after, trying to acquire. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you guys think that going after TJ McConnell would be a good move, a smart move for the Phoenix Suns? I 100% think so. But I do not believe that the Phoenix Suns are going to be able to even pry him away from this Pacers squad after his fantastic performance in the playoffs with them, especially with Tyrese Halliburton going down in the end of the playoffs. You saw how he can be if they have injuries, and they desperately are going to want to have that veteran in TJ McConnell for their deep playoff pushes for their future. And since he's contract extension eligible, I think that it's a no-brainer for the Pacers to extend him. Ultimately, that will leave the Phoenix Suns not able to acquire him, but I do believe there's a bunch of other point guards similar to the TJ McConnell build that the Suns can go after. Like I mentioned, drop down any other point guards that you guys like down below. Do you guys think TJ McConnell will be that perfect fit? I think he would be, but like I mentioned, ultimately, I don't know if the Suns are going to be able to pry him away from Indiana. Let us know what you think down below in the comment section. Once again, if you guys enjoy the content here on Suns Digest, check out the other videos at the top. Hit that subscribe button as we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here on Suns Digest. From your host, Bruce Veliz, I want to say peace out. Have a great rest of your day, and go Phoenix Suns.